Welcome to the Power Stance Gaming Retro Special, with your hosts Jacob, Greg, and Muddi.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Corner here, Power Stance Gaming, with your usual host, Mr. David Muddiman.
Hi guys.
Mr. Greg Millsop.
Morning listeners.
And our special guest for our special episode, first time contributor. That'd be the word, wouldn't it? Drum roll.
Long time listener.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, I think is the expression you're going for.
That's
there.
it, Mr. Josh JT Tiddley. How you doing?
Hey man, doing well.
Pleasure to have you here tonight. It's nice to actually talk to you rather than about you.
Yeah, instead of giving shout-outs all the time.
Yeah, I can defend myself now.
Oh, crap.
Problem is, you're a bit of a fixture on our gaming schedule, so it's kind of hard to play games without you here for some reason.
No, that's fair.
That sounded really negative, didn't it?
Yeah.
Infinity dude,
So
right?
I'm difficult to exclude, is that?
Yeah, so Muddy just called out,
Yeah,
you're the Infinity
Infinity
Dude.
Dude.
Is there an
Whatever.
actual term for
What do
that?
you call it?
Is he going for...
It's more than Corvus fanboy. You got a proper title.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So the title for Corvus Fanboy is Warcore, yes.
Warcore.
Warcore.
Oh, right.
So JT is our local war
You gotta say it
for
properly.
Yeah.
Warcore. With a skull on it. A shiny,
No, there's
neon bright skull.
No skulls on that system, mate.
So war call for South East Queensland, is that your official
Yeah, territory
Region?
for
Yeah.
Brisbane. Yeah.
Brisbane? Alright, nice. Sorry Toowoomba, eat a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that right? I didn't
They
realise
they did it per region.
Capital City, I think it is.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So how many? So you only allowed one per capital city?
I'm not sure if they have a formal cap on it. Internationally, they've got some cities with many.
Muddy
Yeah.
to Carlos, see what he
Spain,
says.
etc.
Yeah, I'll hit
Yeah, Carlos has got, I think,
right?
half a dozen.
Carlos,
For...
what the fuck's going on, mate? How many they got in Queensland? Like you don't.
Two.
So there is two.
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
I think
One's
there's-
the Gold Coast maybe or something
Nah,
like that.
there's one for far north, and there's two for Victoria as well. And
Yeah.
I don't know the regions of Victoria.
Yeah. And do you guys all like catch up at some point to talk about stuff relating to the
Isn't there a
game?
forum?
There's
Warcore
a
forum?
couple of forums, yeah, and
Yeah.
closed groups and that.
All right.
Secret Warcore business.
Secret.
Do you
I
get
think
like
secret-
secret info from Carlos?
Yeah,
Carlos.
yeah.
No.
Not that I can talk about, of course, but yeah.
Ooh. We'll shake him upside down. Get all the
That's
info
it.
out.
Yeah.
And JT just fresh off running the Q&K Premier event a couple of weekends ago. How'd that go?
Yeah, definitely a raving success, Jacob, I'm sure.
Excellent. I guess I really enjoyed my time there, and I apologise again and again for my list, for my opponents. But let's not dwell on the past, shall we? Because we'll have to point the finger at the person that wrote that list.
Oh, yeah. So that's why I'm really here.
What are we
Yeah.
doing tonight here, gents? We are doing a
Retro review
Retro.
review.
on the old classic HeroQuest.
Milton Badley.
Yeah.
So many memories.
Released in 1990
Excellent.
by, as Muddy just indicated, Milton Bradley Games.
JT, what were you doing in 1990?
Yeah, well, at the ripe old age of -2, not a hell of a lot.
Nice. I still remember when I got my first copy at age 10, my 10th birthday. 1992. That was nice.
92 was it?
Well, that came out in 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just actually looking for a Games Workshop stamp, and it's actually on the back.
Yeah, it's on the back.
There you go.
Yeah. Look
It's
at that.
hidden in the bottom right-hand corner. Otherwise, it's sole branded the red and blue MB Milton Bradley Games.
It's crazy, isn't it, when you think of just how brand conscious Games Workshop are now.
Yeah, exactly, totally right. In fact, this is dated 1989. The box.
Gotta wonder though. You're talking about they're worried about IPs and all that sort of stuff, but they've basically have they piggybacked off Milton Bradley, helped them get them going.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
You know,
Interesting way.
possibly without Milton Bradley to
Yeah, yeah.
get them going. They
Like, I
might
mean,
not
it was-
have ever
It
really
was, a
Yeah.
high, it was a high street.
Is it 89
product.
is the Games Workshop trademark, or?
No, it's
I think it's the copyright in the artwork, isn't it?
1989 Milton Bradley Limited.
Ah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Shit.
Because yeah, you're right. Like I just mentioned it. This was in every high street store.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
back in the day.
you'd be pretty hard pressed to find people of our generation.
What we
Not
think?
so much you.
So,
Yeah, Warcore boy.
Yeah.
But Yeah, they haven't actually played it or known someone who had a copy of it. I think Space Crusade was another one.
Yeah.
Space Crusade.
same
That
sort
might
of
be
thing.
another retro redo.
Yeah, I think that'll happen.
Interestingly, I was just looking at the artwork within the game and the stat cards you get for each
They
of
are
the dudes.
spot on.
But get this, the dwarf was the image used for the White Dwarf magazine for donkeys.
No,
So
it
the
was
the
dwarf
dwarf.
image was in HeroQuest. That was using the top right image for
Yeah.
White
Are
Dwarf.
you sure you're not being racist?
Don't
Are you
think so.
saying that dwarfs all look the same?
No, I'm not. That's not what I said.
Alright, as long as you're drinking strawberry milk, it's all good.
So, back in 1990, when it first hit Australia's shores, at least.
Oh,
How
you know what
much-
we should do, Retro? What were the top 10 tracks of 1990?
Oh, no way. Oh, 1990's alright.
Yeah,
I could live
yeah,
with that.
that's
99's awesome
Really
era.
not.
Yeah, so
It's not.
That's the
listeners,
wickedest-
if you want to know
No,
what
see,
Muddi
this
was
is where the
listening
age
to
gap
in-
between
yeah.
us
Alright,
jumps in.
we'll look it up and we'll put it in the show
Are you kidding me?
Let's not.
1990's like built modern day music. Like,
90s
It
was
really
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
It did.
Nah,
It
it
Just
did
80s
not.
was a
It
mistake.
was a rehash
80s,
of disco,
right.
80s
just
was
with
no.
What?
just with
90s?
worse drugs. That's what 90s
No.
music is.
Yeah.
90s. No.
Thankfully, I mean, the social media managers should know this, but Facebook has polls, so you can actually find out how wrong you are
By
by...
asking a bunch of millennials.
Yeah, correct.
No, even they would go
I
like.
haven't got the
no.
attention span to fill out the survey.
Do you have the attention span to set one up?
I've got better things to do.
So anyway, back on track, gents. The game is for 2 to 5 players.
Yep. 9
And-
plus.
9 to adult. Actually, it says on the box.
That's why I had to wait till my 10th birthday to get it.
Censorship.
And I just want to say what a pristine copy this is.
It's incredible. I mean, you pulled that one down off eBay, yeah?
Mm.
Roughly-
No, maybe Board Game Geek. I think I got it from.
Okay, did you pay 3 figures for it?
Yeah, I paid about 100 Australian.
I don't think you're going to pay less.
I don't think, yeah.
If you
Yeah.
look on eBay,
I think I
they're
saw
all-
one at CanCon this year about 100. I don't think it was fully complete.
I bought an incomplete kit off eBay for about $80, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
missing cards and
Yep.
models.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was 5 years ago.
And there's a few sets out there that have got miniatures painted and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
apparently that's not the ones you want. You want.
No, I think it devalues it.
I
Definitely
do too, yeah.
devalues it.
We'll talk about aesthetics in a minute, though. I think.
Mm.
Do we remember the retail price when it first came out?
No idea, but I'm sure. Have you got some stats?
I bet it was
Ah.
like. I bet it was like $50.
55.
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Is that AUD or?
Wow.
Yeah.
Compared to how much is Dark Imperium now? I mean, I know it's a different thing.
Yeah. Ooh, we paid 170 for
That's
our
right,
copies,
170.
and that was heavily discounted.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Just what you get in a GW box nowadays.
So 55 would have been that's a hefty price
it
point.
was back
Yeah.
then.
Thinking
it was
about
a
it.
big investment.
Yeah. I reckon.
And I remember the one that came out afterwards with the Battle Masters.
Mm.
Yeah, Battle
Battle
Masters.
Masters was pushing
Was that
like
come out
$70, $80 when it
After
came out.
this?
Yeah.
Right. I thought it came out before.
And
Yeah.
huge.
I mean, for that price, you could buy a house at Sandgate probably back in the day.
Yeah. Like acreage.
Yeah, overlooking the bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, look, you want to get straight into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Thought we
So,
already
you hit the nail on the head. Aesthetics.
Aesthetics. Now, we got to, being a retro review, we've got to look through our 1990 lens and our 2017 lens, really, on this.
You think?
I do. But they might not be too different.
I was going to say, I think you
Yeah.
can judge it on today's standard because I think the models are stellar. I think they're
Yep.
brilliant.
So they're Citadel models, aren't they?
Yeah.
So incredible early work from Citadels, especially in plastic.
Yeah.
What other Citadel plastics were getting around in 1990? Muddy, you're the plastic king.
Mate. 1990s. That was when they were first bringing out the one pose.
No, I'll tell you, it was, well, for 40k, it was the RBT-01 kit, which was the Space Marine multi-pose,
Yeah.
in inverted commas, kit. That was the only, the Land Raid and the Rhino, but for miniatures, it was the RBT-01.
Well, what was when the Warhammer they're bringing out the single pose elves, the single pose goblins, the single pose
Ooh.
skaven. They were bringing out all those boxes.
1990? No, I don't think it was. I think this
No?
predates that. I think they're all LED still.
Yeah.
I think, like for example, 3rd edition Fantasy didn't kick off to about 94.
So it might have been not till about 96, 97,
Mm.
mate.
And that was all.
No, it's got to be before that. It's got to be before 96.
No, it wasn't before 96. I went to university
Yeah.
in 95.
Yeah,
so
it's
it would have
pushing
been
94.
92, 93, I reckon.
Alright, okay.
Would have been the single piece poses.
Feeling old now.
So yeah, I think this predates it just by a year or two.
And I remember opening that box back in the early 90s and just being absolutely gobsmacked by how cool the miniatures look. But not just the miniatures.
The sceneries.
The scenery.
Yeah, the
weapons rack.
And the weapons rack.
Yeah.
I love their weapons
All
rack.
that stuff. It just blew my mind. Like
Yeah.
how much it brought the game to life on the board. Like, I don't think there's much on the market back then, and even now, that really brings this level of detail out.
I'll just take this GM board here. Ah, yes.
The old GM screen.
And look, you touched on it just when we were packing up. The fact that they made every inch of the game count, as in the box. So the lid of the box is used as the instructions to put the miniatures together, and then the edge of the box, which I think, it's just bloody clever. Just every
studio painting.
it sets the standard as far as, it sets the benchmark, and a very high benchmark for all the games afterwards that GW produced. So, it's stellar.
I was actually impressed with the likeness of between these cards and the actual miniatures themselves as well. They're a spot like dead on.
Yeah, I mean, Greg touched on it earlier with the white dwarf being the dwarf miniature, and we said it during the game, that iconic barbarian on the box, and on the cards. Like, it's just incredible how that all sort of comes together like that. Not to mention,
I've just actually pulled out a Chaos Warrior. Wasn't that the pose used by GW?
in their
the
first
plastic ones.
box.
Pretty close.
Plastic
Maybe
box.
I think maybe they've got the arm around like
It's not
that,
the same.
as in it's
Yeah.
across their chest as opposed to.
The arm was across the chest because you could put a shield on.
But that sculpt and that armor, that
That
was the same as the first Chaos Rank of Fire Warrior, and
Yeah.
then the first Chaos Warrior in the first Blood Bowl, the medals, the one piece for the Blood Bowl release.
Yeah, it's like they've
That
knocked it out. Yeah,
that was the
and
first.
stuck with it.
Yeah, they stuck with that exact armor for.
So the reason why I'm just
Yeah.
in the background, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, I'm just putting out
Round all
the models. I'll go around the table. I'll start with JT. What's your favourite model?
Chaos Wizard or
Yeah.
Wizard? What is his title?
Chaos Sorcerer.
Chaos
Yeah.
Sorcerer, there you go, I was half right. Yeah.
And he's standing with his two hands raised,
Go.
about to cast some nasty spell.
Yep. Yeah, for a single piece, that's about as dynamic as you can make it. Heroic 28mm.
And to be honest,
piece, especially
even
for
nowadays,
15
you
years
could
ago.
easily stick that on there, and it would
Yeah.
look.
Back in our Blood Bowl days, I had a vampire team, and the 6 vampires in the team were 6 Chaos Sorcerers. That I
You
spent
would've.
a bloody
Yeah.
fortune on
Yeah.
buying them individually off eBay. But I didn't have a lot of. I only had mine too back then. Hey, buddy.
So, Jacob, your favourite mini?
My favourite mini. Shit, this is hard. You put me on the spot here,
Oh,
lads.
here we go. 5 different categories.
Go. It's not a whip around question. It's not a whip around. I think, and I'm probably going to get panned for this, but I like the elf. I've always liked the elf. There's just something about the little pros that, I don't know,
Traditional?
traditional. But I've also got a soft spot for the zombie, and we've been through that in the zombie episode when we said what's our favourite zombie miniature.
Yep.
And I have to call that out because it's so iconic, I guess is the word I'd use, as far as what a zombie looks like in the Citadel sculpting. Muddi, what do you reckon?
Look, I am going to repeat and say it's the Wizard. Chaos Wizard.
That's a surprise.
I've always liked it. We said before, Skeletor. It reminds me of Skeletor, but with armor.
Beastman! I'll get you next time, He-Man! I'll get you next time, He-Man!
Jeez. It's a good thing Skeletor hasn't called the show yet.
Ooh, that's...
Actually, I mean, the voicemail light is going off for a while.
Yeah, that's it.
I do hear.
Could have been there for weeks.
I do hear he's a massive fan.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I'll check in with the Gash.
Okay,
Gash and Skeletor.
Yeah, they'd be
know each
best
other
buds,
pretty well.
wouldn't they?
Yeah, they do hang out.
Like, you know what I mean? They
I
got,
reckon Skeletor would be Nagash's bitch.
He is. I think
He'd be like,
that's the impression I get. Mazda Mundi did sort of word me up.
You know
before
what's-
I went over there.
You know what scares me? The amount of people that will listen to this show and just not understand anything at all. The
Oh.
HeroQuest game.
The scary
And
part is the
Skeletor.
people that will understand.
That's all right. I've got to. Maybe I'll have to do an interview with Achilles soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been in talks with Joan of Arc.
Yep.
Yeah, she knows where he hangs out.
Okay, well, let's
I'm heading out.
Let's get back to...
keep it back on HeroQuest.
Oh, yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
So, Greg, what was yours?
I would say,
kicked off
look,
concept?
I'd love to pick two. Can I pick two?
Yeah,
of
there we go.
course.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
I'm going to pick
The female.
by runner-up, the Phenar, because I think it's never been shown much love by old G-Dub, and it was nice that it actually got a miniature.
We went through this though. It didn't get much love because they wrote really early
There
on
was
in
a
this
reason
law
for
that
it.
Yeah.
it likes to have sex with women against their will. I think.
Can I just point out though, the FEMA did make it into the Storm of Magic.
It did, yes, as a hero
set?
or monster you could take.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also in the Norska pack for Warhammer, Total Warhammer.
Mhm.
So
FEMA are in the Norska pack as a wizard in their roster.
Wizard.
So they're making a comeback.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
So
There
they
you go.
kept
After
the
their-
IP, but stop letting him talk.
After the raping and pillaging,
Yeah.
they've toned them down a little and they're back.
I'll tell you what, you would not want this fella raping and pillaging, would you?
No, especially with that
One eye.
especially with the
Like,
tail.
It's the club tail.
The club
yeah,
tail.
Hey.
the club tail's probably a problem.
That doesn't stretch back.
So that's my runner-up. The first choice is by far it's got to be the Chaos Warrior.
Ooh.
Because I think it actually, if you look at this guy, he hasn't changed
Hasn't changed
in
a big
27 years.
Yep.
28 years.
Yep.
Like, give him a shield and put that shield with his arm across his chest.
And a
And,
cloak.
yeah.
Put a cloak on him.
Doesn't even really need the cloak.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's iconic right there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the newest ones are realistically just streamlined a bit more to
Yeah.
rank them up.
Yeah.
Or
Beef
prior to Age of Sigmar, but yeah.
Beef them up
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, I love, it's still got the Chaos armor plates. Really heavily armored dudes. So, love it.
Yep.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, that's aesthetics, gentlemen. So, gameplay.
Straight into gameplay.
Yeah.
You are listening to Power Stance Gamers. And now, this.
Alright, so we cracked out a game tonight. And it was fun.
It was heaps of fun, and we played was it Rescue Sir Ragnar, I think, or that was a
I
technical.
believe it was. We even got... for the
Risk of
fans
Strike.
listening, Greg acted as the GM, or the Dungeon Master. Was it referred to in this? Or the Evil Wizard, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you play
Yeah,
the
it's the
part of the
evil-
wizard.
Evil Wizard. Okay. And Muddi took on the role of...
Barbarian.
And you were in character. You were 100% in character throughout the game. Like, there was
That's
no
just what I am.
other way around it. You wanted to swing that battle axe.
And I swung it. And many a greenskin had their head lopped off.
And I guess just as a precursor, you had how many gold coins? 400?
Oh,
points?
yeah, roughly about 400.
400
yeah.
points. So we had to give them 400 points each to spend on gear because make it a bit more fun, I guess.
What's a barbarian without a battle axe?
Well, yeah, he had his big sword.
Yeah,
Well, I
broadsword.
wanted to give you the broadsword, but then we realized it doesn't actually do anything because you already throw 3 attack dice, and the broadsword
really?
lets you you 3 attack dice. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, so that
So
was
there's
fun.
a few little weird little things that pop up.
In
Yeah.
hindsight, what we should have given you was a shield so you'd stop dying.
Yeah,
That would have been good
helped.
because
Yeah.
JT, you played the
The wizard. The
Other-
helpful healing wizard.
the
And he
helpful
hit- and
healing
he
wizard,
did.
and who did you heal?
Mostly the barbarian.
Well, he was mostly fighting.
Exclusively the barbarian.
He was totally in character
no
fighting.
offense, but you were playing the elf.
I was the elf, yeah.
You just walked around passageways.
You know why? It's because you rolled 2d6s for movement, and I never rolled higher than fucking 4.
The swift, the swift, agile elf walking slower than a dwarf.
But yeah, that was fun. So JT was the wizard, and I was the elf, and yeah, it was good. It was for me. I think coming back to a game like this, and I played it about 5 years ago, maybe a little less, maybe 4 years ago. We had a couple of games and it was fun, and you can just at the minute you crack out the board and you set up that first doorway, there's just a feeling of nostalgia that washes over you.
You can't take it too serious either. It's not like
No,
sheep stations
not at
or
all.
anything. So you can just roll the dice and have a
Although
laugh.
JT was getting a bit scared at the end there of not getting to Sir Ragnar. He was definitely rolling that dice with a bit of gusto to try
Well,
and,
there was a
wasn't he?
couple
Yeah, he was
of
trying to
times
catch up.
10 passes in a row.
A couple of double sixes there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join the rest of the crew trying to fight the
He was
orcs to
stomping
get to
over
Sir
as quick
Ragnar.
as he could.
There were
Yeah.
a couple of warnings come out from you two, though.
Yeah. The warnings were there. That's all good. I wanted to do a John McEnroe, but I wasn't allowed.
Not in my house.
No.
No.
I was a little-
As usual, the refs got all over that. There's
Yeah,
not umpire.
You know.
I think you got to remember from a gameplay perspective, it's a board game. It's not a it's not a tabletop war game as such,
Oh yeah.
but it's a board game. But I think it actually plays really, really well, like with the defense dice and the attack dice on your stat card.
Yep.
It's very clever.
It was interesting that we bring some of our current wargaming ideas to the game. Like Muddi, when you were like, okay, I rolled 4 attack dice, I did 3 wounds, I should take out 3 monsters. And
Yeah.
you're like, no, you only do 1.
And then I had to go check the rules. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense.
You only kill one dude at a time.
Yeah.
What? There's 2 dudes killing me.
They're in base contact with me. Can I split the attacks like each way or something?
No.
So, yeah.
No.
So this
Very
is
simple.
It's still very simple, very
Yeah.
streamlined, very
Perfect.
early.
Perfect for the kids.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll get on to audience.
But then don't forget also, this was a straight out of the box
I'm assuming
play.
this is one of the beginning missions or something?
Yeah, but also you got a campaign, so
Yeah.
the whole point is getting Sir Ragnar to the end. You get the gold coins. You'd already got 50 from the treasure chest that
Yeah,
you.
because I was taking heads.
Yeah. So you obviously you tally that up, and then you buy more equipment, you buy more experience, and your character moves up the ladder.
Yeah.
And the
Go
missions
shop morals.
certainly get harder, don't they, as you progress. Like some of those later ones are almost impossible if you're not
So-
working as a team.
Is this a thing?
Do you want it to be a thing?
Is it a thing?
Do we have time?
I don't
Seriously,
know. But
amongst
we say we've
everything
got time
else.
for everything else, and then we don't really do it. So what's the difference here?
Yeah, true.
Well, aren't we being ironic when we say how much time we've got, or am I missing the boat?
Well, we
Am
keep
I the
saying
only
we-
one trying to be ironic and you just go, yeah, let's do it? I'm like,
Yeah, well, because my 40k army's ready, so...
Well, I was gonna say, what about the 40k slow grow that hasn't? Literally, it's slowest of slow.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
mine's
because you
already grown.
guys aren't doing anything.
Mine's
I'm the
already
only
grown.
bastard painting miniatures in a slow grow.
Got an army
When he's
ready.
green stuff in his Malifaux miniature.
Ah.
That one miniature, he's been green stuff for 5 weeks
Taylor
now.
3 gamers. It's Taylor 2 bastards sitting there with completed armies, and me being a choke,
Hey,
fucking trying to get this out.
I've been painting Romans. I've been very busy.
Oh, yeah.
So back to HeroQuest.
Yes.
Just
Thank you, GM. Greg.
because
Yep.
that's what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
So one aspect I really enjoyed was the fact you gotta explore. Like it's not open, so every time as Jacob alluded to, you start off in the middle of the room, and the only thing you can see in front of you is a door. You pop the door open, and you can see down the corridor, and you've got to move to actually explore the dungeon. And I think that's a very clever idea.
Well, that mechanic stands the test of time. You look at the card flip reveal mechanic in games like Zombies, and then even your Zombicide and your other...
Totally.
Yeah, the map reveal, expand and explore.
Yep.
Definitely a staple.
And really, I mean, I suppose you need a GM from the point of view of the map, opening up in front of you. But if you come around with some sort of way of having a map, I don't know, that's either you all new maybe,
Yeah.
but there's certain things happen in
Do you know
a
what this
random deck card.
screams to me is a digital
Companion app.
GM from a companion app.
Mm.
If you've got your iPad there, and you touch on the screen where your guy goes and reveals the thing, and it puts the stuff out, and it shows you where to move the bad guys.
Yeah.
If there was someone that could code up an iPad app that did this, I'd buy it.
And that would, in the present day, probably combat the only problem with the out-of-the-box game is that, to an extent, there's no replayability, because you understand the campaign flow and you'll kind of know how it works. Where a companion app would have a certain random number generator, you could
Yeah, totally.
flux the maps around and you wouldn't know what was coming.
And if we were a professional podcasting outfit, we would research that beforehand to say whether or not that existed.
Yeah. Do you know what? No,
Even if it did, from a copywriting point of view, we wouldn't throw them under a bus.
I'm still on the HeroQuest Facebook group and that sort of stuff, so I'm sure I would have seen, like, there's heaps of player created content out there. Whole campaign packs and special rules and adopting advanced HeroQuest rules into the HeroQuest game, that sort of stuff, so.
That's right, there's Advanced HeroQuest.
Yeah.
And I never,
Yep.
did you ever play that?
No, I never played it. I got the 2 expansion boxes, Keller's Keep and
There's an ogre
Lair
one or
of the Witch
something.
Lord or something.
Because I had the ogre one as well.
It might have
Right.
been for this, but yeah.
I wonder what Advanced HeroQuest, what was so advanced about it?
I could not remember.
I know, when I was 10, this was pretty advanced. So
Yeah, well that's what I mean. What else could you, apart from bringing in new creatures, or new enemies, I wonder what else, and probably new heroes.
Maybe it would let you hit multiple targets
In base to base with you.
Yeah.
Split your.
All little things like, I'm standing next to you, I kill you, maybe then I can use the dice that I'd rolled to then move on. Little things like that. Because I do find you fight and you're just stuck there.
Maybe if there's some listeners out there that have advanced HeroQuest,
They
who want to
can
run
try
us through a game,
Yeah.
But
something
then-
like that.
Just to go back to our game, you did run off in completely opposite direction to the other two.
That's what a barbarian does.
Yeah, but then you can't sit and complain that you ran up, opened a door, and 2 orcs appeared, that was the end of your turn to get hit by the orcs. If you'd have worked maybe more as a team, the three of you, it might have.
No. What I mean is, if there's 2 guys here and we're
Just for the
fighting,
listeners, Muddy's recreating the scene.
I'm recreating
with miniatures on the table.
with a
Painting a
goblin,
visual picture on an
and a
audio
chaos.
medium. Yeah.
There's no point rolling the dice because I can't move. But say I hit him and kill him in one go.
Yeah.
What I like to mean is the
Oh, no, I get it. I get what you're
use
saying.
the dice to
Yeah.
move.
I get what you're saying, but maybe if you'd worked more as a team, then, and popped doors, and then gone in,
Oh.
rather than as a unit, and then,
It would be
maybe
cinematic.
for example, use the weakest character in your team to pop the door, and then the 2 next strongest
No,
characters move in to kill stuff.
No, it's cinematic that the barbarian's just running down
Going
the
off by
hallway,
himself, get
hitting
killed.
things, and just
Yeah.
keeps jogging through.
You're
It's-
saying you would have used tactics, Greg.
I'm saying I would have used tactics. Yeah.
Mind
I'd have been more.
too.
I would have been more cooperative.
Mind too.
So Muddy's referring to the brains of a barbarian here,
Barbarian.
and your barbarian had the brains like on the scale of 1 to 10 of 2.
Yeah, 2.
So, I think certainly once you get to the later missions, you can't do that. You'll get fucking drilled.
Is that
Yeah.
is that a challenge?
Leroy just wants to fly.
Alright, it's a challenge. I reckon you solo play through the last 3 missions of the game.
Bring it. How
See
much
how
can
you go.
I spend?
I don't know. Do we like him?
I don't know. I think there's a limit probably. He's a barbarian after all. Mine too. He can't. He's not
Well, you
like gonna
look at his character card. He's got nowhere to put the gold
Exactly.
pieces. He's got stuff in his loincloth.
Yeah. You run around.
You don't know where he puts it. It's PG.
What I do love about the missions, obviously, is that there's a huge variety in there. I mean, and this is something else that kind of blows me thinking about it. Just how clever some of the stuff they did. I mean, they've even got that mission where there's the rooms of portals, and each door you randomly roll to see what room you go to next, and that sort of stuff. Like, there's some pretty, imaginative stuff back then.
Yeah, like I said, we're going back 28 years, 27, 28 years.
Yeah. And they're themed too, and there's always there's a bad guy and something going on, and they give you the mission, the RPG text basically, if you want to use it, so heaps of stuff there. What are you doing, Greg?
I'm reading the
are you
contents.
doing?
I'm trying to work out how many miniatures you got. You get
Hey, you're about
35,
to drop the contents.
35 finely crafted figures,
35.
21 doors, 15 pieces of furniture.
How many
There
do
you
you get in Dark Imperium?
70 something?
63, wasn't
I can't remember. Go back and listen to the episode and you get the number.
I will.
Hey, give us another download, that's
Has
handy.
anyone come back and told us how many skulls are in the 40k rulebook?
Even our
Oh,
listeners have got better things to do with their time.
Come
Yeah.
on. Surely one of
So what about
it? Limit
innovation?
does not exist.
Innovation. Like, for 27 years ago. Holy dooly.
them. Oh, it's got the Holy Dolly Award.
Well, fuck.
Stella? Stella?
Stellar Award for innovation? I thought
Nice.
Stellar Award was for rulebook. Nice
Oh, look,
rulebooks.
you can just give it the whole lot if you want.
I think the fact that 27 years later you sit and play it and it still gives you as much fun says it all. Says it all.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
And it's just so ahead of its time.
Mm.
The game pieces, the way it played, the whole thing it was really revolutionary. And it bought, and we were saying this before, it probably bought Games Workshop products to the fore.
Yeah.
If not Games Workshop, then Citadel, definitely, for the
Mm.
quality of the miniatures. And, we're saying what the relationship between Games Workshop and Milton
Milton
Bradley,
Bradley,
back in the day.
Hmm.
And we talked about games we'd bring back from
Extinction.
Extinction, the old Games Workshop specialist games, and we purposefully left out HeroQuest because we were going to talk about it this episode, but damn, like if they re-release this, it would just sell like a motherfucker.
It would fly off the shelves.
Yeah. Even if it was literally the same.
Yeah.
You
Just-
wouldn't have to change a damn thing.
Do a reprint, all the same kit in it. There's
Fine.
nothing you need to change, really.
Find the master copies of these single piece plastics.
Yep. the molds would have to be somewhere
Yeah.
in a Nottingham warehouse, wouldn't they?
You
Could
could
be in someone's basement.
you could bring in the non-GM aspect of it. I think while it's a companion app or while it's a similar mechanic.
Yep.
Whatever it means, like Zombicide, for example, where
Yeah.
they're randomly generated. Maybe not randomly generated, but generated by use of cards. You know,
Yeah,
placing the cards in rooms, for example. That's an easy way around it.
Oh yeah, but I still think an iPad app is perfect.
Yeah, it
for
would. In this day and age, 100%.
Well, haven't they got an app for one of these style of games? Like, as in, they're willing to give their products across
Well, so
to developers to create games of their IPs.
Oh, so they're
on
3PLing their
multiple
IP.
formats.
Yeah.
That's
They're
what I'm saying.
3PL their IP.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any companion apps. There've been like versus AI games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously they do their digital production of content, but I've never seen anything that would be a companion app.
Yeah, okay. But-
So, oh, sorry.
I was just saying something like this you could actually have as a game, a standalone game, and play it just on your iPad.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Hell
But
yeah.
you
That's what I'm
miss the joy of pushing figures around.
But in today's gaming climate, it's a plus and it's a negative. It's not really.
Yeah.
Look at things like Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride has a digitalized version versus AI or
And
other.
I actually bought the digital version of Ticket to Ride first, and then thought,
Really?
well, this is a cool game. I want to
I'd
get
like
the
to play
board
it
game
with-
to play it with.
So it does work
my
both
mum.
ways.
He's the last person I played that game with. But going back to a re-release, if they did a re-release of this, I would buy it in a heartbeat because I can't wait to take my kids through this game.
Mm.
And I've said before I don't want my kids to be gamers mainly because it's my thing and don't touch my stuff. But this game, I think I would love to play as a little family adventure thing. And my kids are still young; they're only 5 and 1, so obviously we're still a little while off there. But man, I just think it'd be great to crack it out. And you do it with your kids, don't you, Greg?
Haven't done it for a while, to be honest, because we've played a lot of games really, like more modern games, more
And the X-Wing.
war games, X-Wing and Halo.
Yeah.
It's been years since we've played this. It's only till tonight that I've gone. Yep, I'll definitely not this weekend because I'm a bit busy. But I'll definitely play it maybe next week or at some point in the near future. I'll be cracking this
With the
out.
candles and the lights.
Yeah. I think I'll do the whole
Yeah.
hog again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's.
You guys should recreate the commercial. That would be hilarious.
Can't talk in American accents though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
Go.
Rocky and Phoenix could do it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Isn't that how the start of Stranger Things happens though? You let your kids play this in a basement.
And then next thing it's
Yeah.
these. They haven't watched it, JT.
Never mind.
What are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
Just edit my disappointment out.
No, we'll keep it in there just so the audience can know. Stranger Things. You haven't watched Stranger Things?
What are you on
All right.
about?
Listeners,
Oh, my
please
goodness.
shun them for not having watched Stranger Things.
And tell them to watch Stranger Things next time you see them.
I'm sorry,
If
we've
it-
got more important things to be doing.
Yeah,
than sitting around watching
totally,
shows all night.
totally. Yeah.
That's alright.
Says the guy who spent 5 weeks green stuffing a Malifaux mini.
I still haven't bought the green stuff.
Alright, so I think that's really where I'm at with it. It's 27 years after it first came out and 25 years after I first got it. It still stands the test of time for me. I can't rate it highly enough.
You are listening to Power Stance Gamers. And now, this.
In fact, if we're going to chuck dice at this one,
You got it.
we got to. Okay, well, it's a review
It's a
episode, isn't it?
review.
It's a review.
I'm laying it down right now. It's 5 dice across the board. Great rules that are simple, streamlined, fantastic. The miniatures for the time and even today standing the test of time. Yes, they're still single-piece plastics, but they're plastics.
Well, what
And
board
if you-
game?
there's no
okay,
metal in there. That's
here's
a massive
take
no
that
lead.
point.
Yeah.
What board game has
Even Corvus?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly right.
They went to plastics for their
Yep.
their board game, so...
And I think from a board game perspective, it needs to be plastic. I don't think you would ever buy a board game with metal. I think it would it's a crazy idea for board games.
Yeah.
To appeal to the mass market, it's got to be, ideally single piece or plug in, which the big dude, the gargoyle, yeah.
Yep.
Which is the bloodthirster essentially. I mean, he's a plug in piece. He's a multi-part kit, but they all just plug in and off you go.
Yeah.
That's all you can do with plastic, and that's all you should do.
Yep. So basically, I got to say, 5 dice from me. It's that simple. Fellas?
The guest, throw it to the guest.
Ugh. throwing me straight under the bus. It definitely does. It definitely does stand the test of time. The fact that all the mechanics still hold up 27 years later. Obviously, didn't play it 27 years ago. But I got to say, given the current, what do we think that eBay standing price is? What's the street price
100
now?
plus.
About 100 bucks, I reckon.
100 plus
for a decent
for a mostly complete copy.
Yep.
I mean, it's inflated. If you got one sitting in your cupboard, it's worth a bit of coin for what it is. I'd give it a 4 because I would dead set love to play a campaign and see how the campaign holds up. But I'm not jumping on eBay in the next 5 minutes. And John,
Look at that. This is someone that knows how our dice system works. 5 is rush out and buy it. Not, it's just a really good game. So, JT, thank you.
No worries.
Are you trying to intimate something there, Jacob? Because I do stick to that religiously.
I always just go back to X-Wing. So someone who doesn't like Star Wars must rush out and buy X-Wing. Yes.
Yes.
That's how it works. 5.
So you might as well go up next.
Well, Greg doesn't need to because he went on eBay and paid 100 and something.
So
bucks
it's
for the
obviously
set sitting in front of
it's
us.
a fun.
If he says a number other than 5, you got to punt him off the podcast.
It's a big fat 5 dice from me. And I'll say Jacob's hit it nail on the head. Don't need to say any more.
I'm going to go with 4.
Oh, get stuffed. You just said that.
Muddy, over the last
For the
27
same
years, have you
reasons.
gone on eBay and bought this box set?
No.
4.
But now you play it. Now you play it again. What do you think? Would you do it now? Because that's what it's based on. It's not about.
4.
Oh, what?
You don't need to everyone does not need to rush out and purchase this immediately.
Of course they do.
However,
You rushed out and
if-
bought it immediately, so
if-
Muddy doesn't have to.
But
That's
if
true.
You've got,
Yeah.
If you've got kids and at the right age, you know, probably around that 9
9
plus,
to
as,
adult,
as
yep.
it sort of suggests, like this is something you can easily crack the pizza out. You know, you don't have to turn the lights off and put candles on like Greg's doing at his place, but you can just literally sit back and just have a laugh because you cannot take this seriously. And the rules are quite simple. The miniatures are beautiful, and the actual scenery itself for a board game is actually really good. And this could possibly get your kids to go down that path in the direction that you may secretly be trying to push them into, and get them off the video game. So look, it's a big win if you've got the kids, but yeah, it's still 4 for me.
I'm
Which is a
so
very good review. That's a very good rating.
so disappointed
4
with
is
you.
Very good.
It's a well-justified opinion
It's
from you, Muddy.
well
I gotta
above
say.
average.
That's about the most logical and justified thing you pulled out on the podcast
That's
in the
what
last
I
couple
do,
of
mate.
months.
I save it for the last second.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, thanks.
We love it.
Very appreciated.
So, listeners, if you've played HeroQuest and you have an opinion on it, which I'm sure that pretty much all of our listeners would have done, it's fair to say. I think.
Depending on their age.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this one depends on their age.
Yeah,
It really
totally.
does.
I've played
Yeah.
it once before tonight.
Yeah.
We would love to hear your take on it regardless. And if you want to have a game, look, jump on eBay, see if you can find a bit of kit. I went 5 dice. I'm telling you, you need to go out and have this one in your collection.
Totally. 100%. You got two naysayers here that I'm just,
Naysayers. 4.
yeah. I'm just disgusted in.
Hang on,
And-
did we give the 40k Dark Imperium a 5?
I gave it a 4.
No,
Yeah,
I think
but-
we gave it a 5.
Where's
Did I?
innovation?
Yep.
No, you gave it a 5 as me.
It was all 5s, and Mr. Cranky Pants over here was 4.
Where was the innovation in that?
Where's Fluff Book?
I know. Where was the innovation? Show it to me. It wasn't there. This has it. In spades.
Well, look, Greg, next time you're back in Waterford, Republic of Ireland, you can find the original plates
There
in
you
printing
go.
press, release us a new copy, and then everyone will have to rush out and buy it as
What's
per
that?
your review.
Quality. Didn't I just say that? Quality.
I'll buy 2. And they'll put it on eBay in 25 years' time and make a mint. But, yeah, as I said, we would love to hear your take on the game. If you've got... now, one thing that we did kind of mention at the start, we didn't really touch on again, is that painted models. Which I know we're jumping back a little bit here, but I'm certainly on the opinion that you paint your models, they lose a little bit. And I don't know about you, Greg.
100%. I totally agree with that. I think with a board game style like this, you just don't touch them. Leave them as they... Like, for example, the orcs have got a colour green, the chaos dudes are grey, the zombies and the skellies are white, and the heroes are red. I think that's cool. I think you don't need to touch them.
Is that why you're not painting your Aristia miniatures?
I probably won't, actually. Yeah, I
Ah.
probably won't. I'll probably keep it exactly as it is. Yeah, I probably will.
Well, they're the same. They're
Zombie
colorized.
side's the same. I haven't painted zombie. Like, the kids were dying to get hold of Zombie side. I'm like, Forget about it, boys. You're not touching them. Oh, come on, Dad. We want to paint them. Nah.
Oh wow.
It's like you've got too many other things to paint before you're allowed to.
Yeah.
No,
Get
it's
on that.
pristine copy. It means it'll be worth a fortune later on down the track.
All right. Muddi, JT, where do you stand on the painted miniatures debacle?
I'm undecided.
I know, because you're a big aesthetics dude.
Yeah, I know.
Got to have them
because
painted.
I find it interesting. You're basically saying because they're essentially board game piece, you don't paint them, but they're really good miniatures to paint. I don't know.
So can I interject? I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
don't
yeah.
paint them. I'm saying, in my opinion,
Yeah.
look better unpainted.
Greg's one that he has to run out and buy right now. He's not going to paint that.
Correct.
Yeah.
What about you, JT? Would you put a lick of paint on them? Or would you pay me $3 a miniature to do it?
I sit in the it's a board game, don't paint them camp. But I do find it interesting that in classic 90s G-Dub style, there is studio scheme, including the classic just green grass for everyone basing in the art booklet and on the side of the box for every
Yeah.
miniature.
Oh, green grass in the dungeon.
Yeah,
Don't
there's green
forget,
grass
yeah.
in the dungeon. Yeah,
The goblet green.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there was even a how to paint guide back in the day for this
There
game.
would have been.
There would have been, because there's studio schemes for all of them.
I'd be interested to see an actual setup of this where someone has actually gone to town on it, done a proper job, not like the 10-year-old's gotten hold of it.
Yeah.
And, it's their first ever paint job with the enamel paints and God knows whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like actually,
Oh, that's
someone,
bringing back memories.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
if you took a proper someone who actually knows what they're doing and painted it up and put it on these to see what it actually looked like. If they had some photos, maybe post them up. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'd be quite intrigued to see.
Real keen to see it fully
Yeah,
painted
you
setup.
might be able to swing some of everyone's thoughts here.
So listeners, you can catch us on iTunes, subscribe to us there. You can find us on Podbean and also subscribe to us there. You can check out our YouTube channel. We've got videos of all the episodes up there. Check us out on Facebook. That's where most of the action happens. In fact, if you want to get in touch with us, it's the best way to do it. Send Muddi a tweet. He's going to install the app any day now. It's going to be brilliant.
Skeletor!
And most importantly, tell Skeletor, us, how you feel about the game, and we want to see your photos and tell us how wrong we are with not everyone giving it 5 dice.
Get involved.
JT, thanks for joining us tonight.
No worries, man.
Real pleasure to have you gaming
Muddi.
and get your voice on the airwaves for a start. Mr. Muddi, Mr. Greg, as usual.
Oh,
Thank you.
pleasure's always.
And on that note, good night.
Good morning.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gamers, the #1 place for tabletop banter. You know you love us. See you soon.
It's Eternal and Mix well on the track once again, killing it. T-Dot to Munch, VR connection, bump resurrection. Ha. Yeah.